Good evening, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening. Okay, fuels. Today we'll be starting with the. Yeah, sure, Varshit. You can leave and rejoin again. Um, okay. So we'll be starting off with a new lesson today. Okay, so what season is it now?
Ma'am, it's summer.
Summer season. So did it rain anytime recently?
Yes, ma'am.
So it is summer and it is raining. And sometime in rainy season it is sunny. So all this is predictable. But why? This time it rained, no? So how can you call it summer? It should be called rainy, no? Why are they calling it summer season?
Ma'am, because of like when sun evaporates the water, due to that water is evaporated, it rains.
Yeah, okay, but in the rainy season also rain is coming because of sun's evaporation only, no? But why is this time it's called summer? And why during rainy it's not called summer and it's called rainy? Summer means it shouldn't rain, no? Why did it rain? Any idea?
Summer, ma'am, like
Ma'am, because sun evaporates the oceans and the oceans release the water particles and form a cloud.
Same thing only happens. That is how the rain is formed itself. During rainy season also the rain is coming because of the sun's evaporation only. It's not simply coming. That is how the whole rain is formed itself. Now, why is it called summer season and not rainy season?
ma'am, because like when sun is near to the like when the revolution is happening, when sun is near to the earth, so that it will be really hot in the like in due to its northern hemisphere, like depends on the hemispheres near the equator or what. So it's summer
My
this time, so
only, my only question is it is summer season, but why did it rain? If it is raining, you should call it rainy season only, no? Why is it called summer when it is raining? Nobody knows?
because the climate is really hot in summer and in the rainy season it's not that hot.
It's not that hot. Exactly. That is what I want. Okay. Because during summer season, the months that is having the summer season, that is basically May, that is having the highest, then June, then a bit of July. These are called summer months because the heat is more during these months. During winter, the cold days are more than the summer days, the hot days. That's why it's called winter. The raining days are more than sunny days. That's why it's called raining. It is not necessary if it is summer, it should not rain. It can rain, but the duration of the sunny days is longer than the duration of the rain. That is what we're going to see in this lesson. I'll just share my screen. So in this lesson, what we'll be learning is from which the name of the lesson comes weather, climate, and adaptation of animals to climate. This is the name of our lesson. Okay. First, let's see what is weather. Do all the 7 days of a week have the same temperature and the rainfall or anything?
No, ma'am, they have different.
Different temperatures. So the maximum and the minimum temperature will be the same for some days, will be different for some days. Right. So all of them cannot be same on any 2 days. Okay. So over a week, they may be, so for example, you have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Maybe on Sunday it's 37 degrees. Maybe on Wednesday also it is 37 degrees. Maybe on Monday also, maybe it's 37.5 degrees. Okay, maybe this is 39, this is 40, 42. Change. You can't say this whole week is 37, this whole week is this. So it keeps varying. All right, so it changes from months to weeks to days. Okay, so the day-to-day condition of atmosphere at a place with respect to the temperature, humidity, rainfall, all the wind speed, all this is known as weather. So basically with respect to what all factors, the humidity, the rainfall, temperature, wind speed, based on all this is only weather. This is the definition for weather. Okay, so temperature, humidity, rainfall, all these are called as elements of weather. Okay, so weather of a place, you know that it changes day after day and week after week. That is why we often say today's weather is too humid, or the weather was warm last week. That is why you use that term. Okay, so weather is a very complex phenomenon. Okay, it can like vary over a short. Suddenly it may be very hot in your region. You won't even expect it will rain, but suddenly it will rain. Okay, so you don't know. So it can happen sometime that it is sunny in the morning, but suddenly the cloud will appear from nowhere and it'll start raining heavily. Or heavy rain may suddenly vanish and it will give a bright sunshine. So you must have had several such experiences. You have all gone through this, right? Have you all experienced this?
Yes, ma'am.
Suddenly it rains and suddenly it is sunny. Okay. So this keeps changing. Okay. So there are special thermometers for finding when it will rain and when it will not. Okay. They are called as maximum and minimum thermometers. All right. So the maximum temperature of the day, it occurs generally during the which time of the day? Maximum temperature, when can you find? Morning, afternoon, or night?
Afternoon.
Afternoon. The maximum temperature is normally found during the afternoon. Okay. Minimum temperature?
Now at the morning.
At the early morning. Very good. So during early morning. Okay. So now you can understand that why summer will feel so miserable in the afternoon than in the morning. You can easily find that out. Okay. So all changes in the weather is caused by the caused by what? What is responsible for all the changes in the weather?
Sun.
The sun. All right. So sun is, you know, the sun is a very huge sphere. It has hot gases. It is of very high temperature. Right? So distance of the sun from us is also very large. So even if it's very large itself, we're feeling that hot, right? So even then the energy centered by the sun is so huge that it is the source of all the heat and light on the earth. So the sun is the primary source of energy. It is the primary source of energy of the whole planet Earth, right? So energy absorbed and reflected by the Earth's surface, the ocean, and the atmosphere, all of these play a very important role in finding what weather it is at any place. Okay, so it is not only the sun. So basically the sun rays it is reflected by the surface of the earth, the ocean, and the atmosphere. So depending on these only, you find out in which place what the weather is. All right, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you notice, if you're living near the ocean, for example, you're living near in the coastal area. Okay, so you live near the ocean, you will notice that the weather in your place is different from the person who's living at the desert region, right? So the reflection surface is different for different areas. Okay, this is what weather is. Okay, now we'll see what climate is. Is weather and climate the same? Yeah. Who says yes? Who says no?
Ma'am, I have a reason for saying no, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, climate is one thing. Like climate is nothing but it's a type of climate is nothing but one type of weather or something stays for a long time, for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years. But
Okay.
weather changes in time to time, like in 1 day or 2 hours or 3 hours.
Very good, Cyclica. Exactly. So the duration is different. So climate in a region. Now you know that Sahara Desert. It's hot or it's cold?
Hot.
What, ma'am?
You can say it is hot, but actually that is the hottest place during the day. It is the coldest place during the night. It's very cold at night. Okay, but normally you know that majority is the day. So you know it is hot. Now, for example, Antarctica. Antarctica cold or hot?
Very
Cold.
very cold.
Very cold. What about India?
Moderate.
Moderate. So depending on how long the duration is, we would decide a climate of a area. So climate has long duration, whereas weather has short duration. All right. So meteorologists are the people who record the weather. What are the name of the people who record the weather?
Meteorologist.
Meteorologist. They record the weather every day. Okay. So the records of the weather, they have been preserved for the past several decades. You know that. So all this will help us determine the weather pattern at a place. So by you can't just simply come to a place without knowing the weather in the past and find out if it's hot or cold. Just because meteorologists found that in Antarctica it's cold for these many decades, these many years, you know that Antarctica's climate is cold. Okay, so you need these records in order to find the climate of a place. So all this will help us to determine a weather pattern at a place. So the average weather pattern, for example, 25 years is known as the climate of the place. So if we find that the temperature of a place is high most of the time, then we say the climate of the place is what? When we find the temperature of a place is high most of the time, we say the climate of the place is
Hot.
Hot, ma'am.
So if there is also heavy rainfall on most of the days in the same place, we say the climate of the place is
Rainy. I mean rainfall, rainy season or monsoon.
you can say monsoon, that is a season, there is a weather. You say the place is normally hot and wet because only if its heat is there, evaporation will be there. Only if evaporation is there, raining will be there. It's hot and wet. That is the climate. Okay. So this is how it changes from place to place. All right. Okay. So you have different data collection for different places like Jammu and Kashmir, Kerala. So we can see that the Kerala is very hot and wet in comparison to Jammu and Kashmir. So it varies from place to place. Okay, so similar data for western regions of India, also like Rajasthan, we'll know that temperature is very high in most of the year because it is a desert region, right? Rajasthan, most of the places and all. So, but during winter, you know that it lasts only for few months. So the temperature is quite low. So this region will receive very little rainfall. Okay, this is a typical desert climate. So it is hot and dry in the northeastern India. It receives rain for a major part of the year. Therefore, we can say, so if you receive more rain, the region is normally called as wet region. Okay, it receives less rain. You say the climate is hot and dry. So it's very hot. You say the place is hot. Okay, it's very cold means usually the place is cold. All right. So this is
Yes,
what
ma'am.
climate is. Please make note of it. Tell me when you're done.
Yes, ma'am. I'll make a note.
If you have any doubt, you can please ask.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, like ma'am, is this the note from the starting? I was just like confused because
Sorry. What is your doubt?
ma'am, is there any notes before this?
No. There is no notes before this.
Ma'am, can you bless? I mean, just like reveal the lesson name once. Weather and climate. Is it weather and climate?
Ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am, on Sunday, what chapter it is?
Sorry, doc.
Ma'am, on Sunday, what chapter?
On Sunday, it will be a little bit of what I taught you today, and physical and chemical changes.
Okay.
This lesson and physical and chemical changes.
Yes, sir. 1 minute, guys. Sorry, guys. Just a minute.
I'm done.
Yeah. One minute. We have a new student here. Can you please tell me your name? Meghna, I think. Can you please unmute yourself? Can you please unmute yourself, Meghna? Am I audible to you? Am I audible to you, Meghna? Tell me when you're done, Kritika.
Done, ma'am.
Anybody left?
Done. 1 minute, ma'am.
Okay. All of you are done?
Done, ma'am.
Ma'am, I'm writing the climate part. Ma'am.
Okay, okay.
I'm completed.
Okay, anybody left? All right. Now we're going to see how we human beings adapt to the different climate changes of our place where we live. So climate, and adaptation. All right. So you know that climate has a very profound effect on every living organism on the earth. So animals are adapted to survive in the condition in which they live, right? Now, you know, the husky dogs, polar bears, you bring them to this hot, sunny place, India, can they survive?
No.
Can they?
Ma'am, because they adapted.
Can polar bears survive in India?
No, ma'am.
No, they can't.
They can't
They
survive.
only they're adapted to that polar regions due to their thick fur and
Exactly.
layers
So
and stuff.
animals are adapted to survive in the condition in which they live, right? So animals living in a very cold and hot climate, they must have special features protecting them against.
May I tell them? May I tell those features?
Wait, let me finish. When I'm asking you the features, you tell me. So for you know, barriering themselves and protecting themselves from extreme cold or extreme heat, we have different features. So features and the habits that help the animals to adapt to their surroundings happens because of the features that help adaptation of animals through various weather conditions. So how do they develop all this? This different weather conditions, they develop all this with the process called as evolution. What is the meaning of evolution?
The process of
The process.
adapting an animal to a particular climate is called as evolution.
It's not only climate, it's basically a process by which a species or any species in the world. So species adapting over time to environmental changes. It's not only the weather. Right. So this is how they evolve. Okay, so basically every characteristics keep changing. Now in the earlier days, we all were like monkeys, right? So we were using stones, we were using bricks, there was no building, we were using hay and leaves to cover ourselves, right? And slowly hay and leaf was stitched into cloths. Slowly insects were killed to make silk. So this is how evolution occurred, because as generation changed, technology evolved, new things, the climate kept changing, it became very cold, we had to protect ourselves. Because of all these environmental changes, we started evolving. This is only known as evolution. So it's not only based on climate, it's based on every environmental factors that changes in the earth. All right, so in previous chapters and all, we just saw about how insects and all are used for making plants, you know, for making cloths and everything, right? So next chapter, you will be learning about the effect of weather and climate on the soil and everything. Okay. So in this chapter, we'll be seeing only the effect of climate in the animals. Okay. So as examples of adaptation of animals to climate condition, we only discuss animals living in the polar region and the tropical rainforest. So you can see the name polar region, you know, it is in the poles, that is in the North Pole and the South Pole. So some well-known countries that belong to the regions are polar regions are, what are the few regions that you know that is in the polar region? Tell me some places you know is in the polar region.
Polar region. Ma'am, Greenland,
Okay, Greenland,
Denmark,
USA, Denmark, Finland, Iceland. All of these are in the polar region. Some other places in the tropical region are
polar regions,
tropical.
tropical regions,
India, Malaysia, Indonesia, so Nigeria. All these are tropical regions, right? So we're going to discuss mostly about two regions, that is polar region and tropical region. So first, let's discuss about polar region.
Ma'am, about this topic, we had an exam which have all, like in biology, we have this topic almost to 10 to 15 pages. This lesson will be, ma'am, notes.
Okay.
In physics, also a lot of notes we used to.
Okay. So the polar region present, you know that it is present an extreme climate. So these regions are covered with what?
Snow, ma'am.
No. Snow.
These regions are covered with snow and they are very cold. Right? For most of the parts of the year. So for 6 months, the sun will not set at the poles, while for the other 6 months, the sun will not rise. That's how it's 6 months. Do not set, and the next 6 months, they do not rise. All right. So in the basically the winters, the temperatures can be as low. So during winters, it can be as low as minus 37 degrees Celsius. That low it can be. We cannot survive -1 itself. Minus 37 means how low, just imagine. So animals living there, they have adapted to these severe conditions. So, for example, let us see how they're adapted by considering the example of polar bear and penguins. Okay. So tell me how polar bears adapt. Yeah, Kritika, you wanted to say, right?
Yes, ma'am. Adaptation of a polar bear is their ears will be short.
Short ears.
They
Yeah.
have cover like not web feet exactly. They have coverings of their legs, like and also they have fat inside their body. They have a lot of fat to prevent from cold.
More fat. Okay.
They have thick fur,
Thick fur.
short legs,
Short legs.
and even I can't explain that. Like they have some type of material, like type of thing under their legs to prevent it from the snow. Even it have an adaptation in snow so that it looks in white color, so that no one, like it's like camouflage.
Okay.
Ability to blend with the snow.
Yeah. All right. So, other than Kritika, everybody else know what is the meaning of camouflage?
Learn to blend with the surroundings and prevent it from appearing to the
Danger.
Yeah, basically. Okay. So the polar bears, you know that they have white fur so that they are not easily visible in the snowy white background. It protects itself. Why is camouflaging needed? To protect from the
non-predators.
predators. Okay. So it also helps them in catching their prey. Okay, while catching the prey won't know that it is there and they'll be able to catch the prey. So to protect them from extreme cold, they have 2 thick layers of fur. So 2 layers. All right. They also have a layer of fat under their skin so that they can uphold the coldness. Okay. So in fact, they are so
There is even another point, but I'm unable to explain it. They have kind of material. It's not exactly a material under their legs, so they
Okay.
prevent from cold.
We'll come to that. So they also have a layer under of fat under their skin, and in fact they are also very well insulated, that they have to move slowly and rest often to avoid getting overheated. Okay, short legs wide to move slowly. All right, so all this physical activity on the warm days necessitates the cooling. So the polar bears, they go for swimming. Okay, so it is a polar bear is a good swimmer. Do you guys know that?
Yes, ma'am.
So they are good swimmers. Okay, so its paws are wide. So it has wide paws. And they are also large. Okay, which will help them not only to swim but also to walk easily on the snow. So while
Yes,
swimming
ma'am, that's what
underwater,
I meant to say.
yeah. So, but what do you say? So when they are swimming underwater, it can close its nostrils and it can remain underwater for a long time. So ability to close hello hello yes you're not waiting. Check your this thing again. I just checked. Nobody's waiting. Yeah, please check. Yeah, Meghna. Yeah, bye. Yeah, welcome. Okay, so they have ability to close their nostrils. Underwater. This special ability these polar bears have. All right, so it also has a very strong sense of smell. It has a very strong sense of smell, so it can catch its prey very easily for food. So you can understand that the adaptation of the polar bear, these many are there. Okay, so we saw about the white fur, there's a very strong smell, it so that can easily locate the prey, and it also has sharp claws. Okay, so which will help them to walk on the ice. There's a layer of fat which helps as a insulator. Okay, so these are the different adapting facilities or specialities of a polar bear. Okay, please note it down.
Ma'am, can you zoom out?
The remaining before that, oh, evolutions over there. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. No, sir. Everybody's inside the classroom. Sir, I am actually getting notification, but after the class is started, I'm not getting any notification. I don't know what to do for that. For that problem only, I'm waiting for 10 minutes and then doing. If people are joining after 30, 40 minutes, what I can do, sir? Mm-hmm. Because there are at least you can tell this. I text in the group, sir, to tell the students to directly text me. I'll maybe ask them because I've resolved all the. I have checked thoroughly, sir. I'm getting notification, but if it is disconnecting and coming again, I'm not getting any notification. I don't know what to do for that, sir. I'll check into it. No. Students are taking notes right now. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Yeah, sir. I just noticed it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, it's already hectic for me, sir. Mm. So that is not an issue because I can't give any promises right now. So what if I'm not able to take? What if I'm held up with work? I don't want to mess up with the students' this thing. Mm-hmm. 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 So, so you want it for next week? Okay. Can I after this class? Can I tell you the timing, sir? I'll check and I'll tell you. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Bye.
Ma'am,
Yeah, it's done. You're done. You can leave.
ma'am, complete.
We'll see on Monday. Your test portions will be this lesson and physical changes and chemical changes. Please prepare. And if any of y'all disconnect, please text me or call me on WhatsApp. All right, I'm trying to resolve the issue. And also, I always wait 10 minutes and then only start the class. Whoever was there before knows. I don't start exactly by 6 or exactly at 7. I'll wait for 7, 10, 6, 10 for everybody to join and then we'll start. So in between, if you're having any technical error, please text me on WhatsApp. I'll always be online only. I'll keep my phone aside. So just text me if I'm not letting you in and I'll let you in. All right.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. I'll see you on Monday, guys. You can leave when you're done.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye bye.
Ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye bye. Is anybody left in class? Meghna, I assume. Meghna, can you please connect your mic? Meghna, I guess you cannot hear me. Anyways, the class is over. So please refer the lecture for whatever you have missed. We'll see you on Monday.